Here we go again.
Welcome back to Donuts in Space and part 8 of the USS Voyager build. Made a bit of progress on the ship. We've got all of these parts now done, well, as far as we can anyway. They've had the light blocking matte black coat on, followed by the matte white to help bounce the light around a little bit. Not so much in these areas it's needed, but you know, I just, for some reason, I always do it. We've got most of the LEDs in. The only ones that we're missing are the green lights for the starboard side of the ship. And the reason for that is that I thought I actually had the green SMDs, but it appears to be that I didn't. Unfortunately, I normally get mine from a chappie on eBay called the LED Baron, and he is in Germany. Unfortunately, he hasn't got any in stock at all at the moment. The only place that I can find on eBay, or anywhere really within the UK, that do them pre-wired, again is on eBay, but they're on holiday, and they're not back until the 1st of August, so hopefully they'll be able to get them out to me by the end of next week, Monday being the 1st. I'm not really too worried at the moment about them because I've still got some work to do. I mean, this nacelle, I can actually get the blue LEDs in there for the warp pylons, for the chiller grills, and I can also make my little bulkhead for the Bussard scoop, so I can get the red LED in there, so that's not too bad, so I can get that done. Once that's done, I can get that together really, and then I can get that together with its corresponding warp pylon as well. So we've got the red SMD in the warp pylon for the intake and the impulse intake and exhaust, so we can get those sorted out. It's just on the fan tail, just need to get the green SMD in there for the starboard navigation lights. On this one, we've got the two little lights in for the crew lounge at the back on the fan tail, so that's looking good. And then obviously we've got the red SMD on the port side, so that's looking quite good, and then it kind of corresponds on this side as well, so they're looking quite good. Quite happy with those at the moment. Obviously I can't close this up until I've got all of those in, but I can actually start working on getting that the port side nacelle put together. That won't take too long really, to be fair. The other thing that we've done as well is we've cut out the blue LED tape for the deflector array, so we can get that put in as soon as the epoxy turns up, so I can get the seam epoxied on the inside, just to strengthen that up, because I don't want to do anything with that until that's actually been strengthened, to be fair. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go and work on the little rooms that I need to put in the engineering hull, and I most probably work on a couple of other little rooms as well, just for the sheer hell of it. So I will come back to you as soon as I've got some more work done to this wee beastie. Well, we've now got the little rooms finished off. Practically done all of them, to be fair. So we got the that room and that room don't belong in the engineering hull, but these are the 4 rooms that do. So these are just basically the officer and crew lounges, I guess, as they say on the tickets. Whether that's true or not, who knows, but they're looking good. Quite happy with the way that they turned out. They're kind of the same as the other ones, really. Again, most of it should be grey, and most of it is, but then the tables and the chairs, well, the table should be black, but the chairs should be grey, and I just couldn't be bothered to do them in the grey because otherwise it's just going to look too grey. So they're done. This little room, if I can get that in camera, that is for the fan towel lounge. So that should hopefully look pretty good once we've got the lighting in there as well. Not sure what size resistor that I'm going to need on that one, to be fair, because I want it to be fairly dimly lit. So we're just going to have to play with the resistors on that one. It might go to a 5.7k just to dim that right down, but we'll soon find out. And then this one is the bridge. Now there's not really a great deal of detail on that. I mean, to be fair, this part you're not really going to see with the top on. You can, I guess, as an option, leave the top off, but I'm not going to do that because otherwise the ship's going to look a bit weird. And then we've got the captain's ready room and also the meeting room, conference room, whatever they like to call it, there with a big table. It looks almost a bit like a really wide coffin, but hey ho. So that's the rooms done. I have actually started working on the hangar bay as well. So I think I said before that this room has actually been sanded on the floor, just to get rid of the 3D print lines on there, and that seems to have been successful. I've used, basically on this, I've used the Alclad black primer with microfiller in it, and that also tends to help a little bit and gets rid of most of the lines as well that are elsewhere. The only problem with this now is the fact that it has actually buckled slightly during painting. I think there was a reaction between this and the paint, but that's really not a problem, to be fair. So that's actually been sprayed down on both sides, really, and the same with the lid. These windows, or sorry, these are not windows, these are little lights. Oh, let me just pan out a little bit. There you go. Yeah, these are basically the main lights for the shuttle bay. Now the good thing is it does actually leave you with a little bit of a recessed area on that side to get the styrene in. So I'm just going to use clear styrene on there, and I'm going to basically sand it down on both sides so it's frosted, and then hopefully by doing that, and with the natural light coming in from the rest of the ship, from all the the LED tape and the rest of the ship, that should hopefully light that up pretty well. I don't want it to be massively bright, but then at the same time I don't want it to be too dark, so you gotta sort of strike that fine balance really between it. We've also got this part here where the light is going to be able to creep in as well there, so that should be okay. That should cast a fairly good shadow. What I'm thinking about doing, actually, to be fair, is one of the two shuttlecraft types that I've got, I'm going to put one just there so you can just see the nose barely poking out, and then I'm going to have the other one kind of sitting there really, or closer to the edge. I'm not quite sure exactly where it's going to go yet, but I know I'm going to have one there and one in here somewhere. So hopefully that should look pretty good when that's done and in. I've decided that I am going to have the shuttle bay doors open so you can see into the shuttle bay. That should hopefully look pretty good. But that for the moment is about it. I will come back to you as soon as I've got some more work carried out to this wee beastie. Got some work carried out to this wee beastie of mine. Starting off with the portside nacelle, we've got the strip of 6 LEDs in there for the chiller grill, and we've also got the not the SMD, we've also got the red LED bulb in there as well for the Bussard scoop, and we've also underneath the LEDs there, we got the SMD underneath for the portside red red navigation light. With the SMD on this side, the LED for the Bussard scoops, what I'm going to need to do is really wait for the resistors to come in to play around. I've checked it with a 470 and that works fine. It's just a bit too bright. I think it was a 1000 or a 1K, should I say, that I used last time, but I can't really remember. But I'm just going to need to look, because really the Bussard scoops on this, the clear Bussard scoop glass that goes in here, I'm going to need to frost that, and I also need to make it kind of slightly milky, and I'm not really too sure I'm going to do that at the moment, because I need it to be bright enough where when it lights up it's going to be just red, but when it's off you've got that kind of milkiness to it, which is the correct look for the show. That's kind of that's a detail that I kind of missed the last time around, to be fair, which I'm going to try and incorporate into this. We are waiting for the resistors to come in, because again with the it's the same really with the SMDs. I didn't realise I was out of the ones that I needed, because it's been so long that, well, since I've actually built something that needs SMDs in it or resistors, that I just totally forgot really that I'd run out of them. I'm still waiting for the SMDs to come in. I think they was ordered just over a week ago. The resistors I ordered on Sunday, and apparently they've already been dispatched, so hopefully they should be with me fairly soon. I'm not going to button up this engine just yet and put it into the pylon, because I just really want to wait for the SMDs to come in for the other pylon, so I can then get that built up, and then I can work on both at the same time. That's the way that I did it before, I believe, was I just got everything from the back end built up and then started working my way up to the top end to get things done there. So that's looking pretty good. As I say, I'm just waiting for those bits in, and then I can get these finalised, and hopefully they will come in at some point today. Oh, sorry, not today. Hopefully they're coming at some point this week. So that's that done, and then you can see here we've also got the little tiny 0603 SMD in there for the impulse exhaust, and also for the intake as well. So yeah, I'm quite happy with the progress on that, looking quite good. As I say, I'm just waiting to get everything in there so I can get those buttoned up and get the warp engines and the nacelles attached to the fan tail, and then we'll be good. So with the engineering hull, we've now got the stand support in there. That's just basically quite thick cardboard. It's about 10 mil, is it 10 mil thick? Yeah, about 10 mil thick, yeah, I would say. So we've got 2 rows of 10 mil thick in there. So the bottom row has got basically a 7.5 mil hole drilled right through the middle of it, and then it just basically rests up against this one, which has got a smaller hole in it for the wires to run down through. We've also got the bulkhead incorporated into the front of the ship there as well. We've got the blue SMDs put onto there. They've all been tacked down as well with a good bead of super glue so they don't move. As we all know as modelers, you do never trust SMDs to keep themselves stuck down. It's always best to make sure that those little buggers aren't going anywhere. And the good thing is, with this bulkhead that I've actually put in to separate the lights. This isn't painted, but the plastic is thick enough that no light actually bounces back through it. That is about 2mm thick, so that isn't going to let any light come through at all, which is really good. We've also got the anti-collision beacon in here as well. Again, just waiting for the resistors to come in for that one. And that is literally buried underneath a layer of epoxy resin. I'm not really sure what happened here actually, because if you look, it's actually bubbled up. It looks as though it's reacted with the paint and it's kind of turned into a bit of a foamy mess. It's a little bit brittle there. I mean, it does take a little bit to pierce it, but it is a little bit more brittle compared to the rest of it. So quite happy with that at the moment, to be fair. Everything is looking quite good on this. We should actually be able to give you a little show, a little sneak peek of what this is going to look like. Let's just twist those wires back together. So it's not completely finalised, all of this, but it's almost finalised, if that makes sense. So if we put that in there, there you go. You can see we've got the SMDs there, which is good. And they all light up, and then you can see there that we've got the blue, and none of it leaks through that way, which is good. And then if I just turn it on to its side there, you can see the SMDs there. Now the funny thing is with these blue SMDs, and I don't know why, they're all rated for up to 12 volts. Now the last time I put these in, the Voyager, they were a lot brighter than that, so I'm not really sure why they're not as bright. But that in itself isn't really a biggie, because at the end of the day it doesn't need to be really bright in there. You just need a suggestion of light, to be fair. So that's pretty good, and we've got those glued in place as well. And as you can see, we've actually got the wires actually running up and then through into the inside of the ship there as well. So that's those looking quite good. As I say, we just need to get the rest of the stuff in there. We need to get the rooms in there. We've got 4 rooms that go in, 2 on each side, and that'll be good. And then you can just get the fantail put through there completely. I have actually tested the epoxy resin on a spare 3D printed room, because I wanted to check. You might see the build up there of it. I just wanted to check, really, to be fair, to see if there was going to be any reaction between these two different materials, and luckily enough there wasn't. The reason why I checked is because this epoxy resin, as it's actually set in, there is a chemical reaction that does kind of heat it up a bit, so I just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to actually melt that 3D plastic, because I know it is a little bit fragile. So that's that one done. And then the next one is the lower saucer section. So we've got all the lights in here. We've got the anti-collision light built in. Sorry, excuse me. And then we've got the LEDs strips in there as well for the saucer section. So this will basically light up the whole of the saucer section and the bridge at the same time. So that's looking good. The only thing that we're missing here really is the starboard side SMD, but hopefully they're coming soon. Hopefully they'll be in this week. And then we've also got another couple there which are basically go into the engineering section. I might not need these. I know that I did put them on the last one, but I can't remember whether I actually needed them or not, to be fair. I mean, the other one's so far gone that none of the lights actually work in it. So I've put them on there. They're actually glued in, but it's not going to be a biggie to actually quickly take those off if there's too much light going into the engineering hole. It will only take a minute or so to take those off. If we get this one white up as well. I don't know why today my hands are shaking a bit. I don't know why. It's definitely not too much coffee because I haven't drunk a lot of coffee today. I know coffee normally does make your hands shake. But there you go. So that's what that's looking like on that side. So I'm quite happy with that. With the light bouncing around on all the white surfaces, that should actually light up pretty good. And then you can see there we've got the 2 strips on that side as well. Again, as I say, if it's too much I can take them off. And I've actually used the warm white LED strips in the whole of the ship rather than the cool white ones, because they're really just far too bright for a kit of this size, to be fair. You might be able to get away with it with one of the bigger 1350 refits. You might be able to get away with it. I don't know, because I haven't tried building one of those yet. I've got one that I need to build. Whether you can get away with it now or not, I don't know. I'd have to look when I build it. But I'd most probably settle for the warm white. Actually, I think that's more in keeping with the ship itself as to what you saw on screen. So yeah, that's kind of where we got with on this kit so far. As I say, we're just waiting for a couple of other little bits to come in so we can get these few bits finalised. As soon as they've come in, and then we've got the SMDs in and everything's been burnt in for a good sort of like 4 to 8 hours, really. I like to do, just to make sure that nothing's gonna break. I mean, normally if it's gonna go within the first sort of like 5 to 10 minutes. But I like to keep them on for about 8 hours straight, so I know that there's no real chance of them actually burning out. So once that's all done, then I can actually just start buttoning things up, really, to be fair. So I think that's going to be about it for this update, guys. I think this is going to be a bit long in the tooth now. So I will catch up with you in, I do believe it's update number 9-ish, 8 or 9, I think, I'm not sure. But until then, thanks for watching, and always, guys, please do take care.